Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bears Bro podcast. I am Big Will.
Dude, what are you doing?
Um,
You doing the show without me?
I am so embarrassed.
What are you?
I thought that was you.
What, dude? Not all white people look the same.
This was the quietest you've ever been, so I was concerned.
I'm sorry, Earl. Come on. I know. Cheapers.
Maybe it was because of how you felt after Sunday's game, but I am so sorry. Can you ever forgive me?
You know what? I forgive you. I am JDubbs.
I am Big Will, and yes, this is the
Bears Bro podcast.
All right.
Do we really want to? You know what? Can I just say something?
Well, I hope so. This could be a boring show.
Well, I mean, before I walked in, you were doing whatever with Earl over there. I mean, it's kind of, I don't know, borderline racist. But anyways, the refs suck. I gotta say, refs
I'm
suck.
not racist. I have a color TV.
And we just got kicked off the air. But anyway, I want to start out talking about the officiating.
Wait a minute. You can't start anything.
Wait, hold up. Time out. Flag on the play. Dude, you forgot again. Dude,
I didn't forget. I was waiting for the moment to unleash.
That's what she said.
The Halloween version of the Monsters of the Midway Juice. Nice and smooth, Bad Apple. And after Sunday's game, Bad Apple, again, makes sense.
I'm going to have to go pee now. But anyway, I want to talk about... See, got him
That was quick.
I want to talk about... I'm not saying that we played up to par, because we did not.
It was more a bogey.
And I know having Gordon out hurt us, but when we'll get into our signings in a minute. How do you call bullshit calls against us? And correct me if I'm wrong, just a small little bit of that ball has to go over the goal line, and it's a touchdown. Are you telling me Caleb Williams did not score that fucking touchdown?
Oh, that was... Now, if we were, again, I'm bringing up Philly. If we were the Philadelphia Eagles, they let the tush push go. They make rules there and that. But yet, the ball clearly went across the white stripe.
Yeah,
and
that's a touchdown.
Yeah.
It's a touchdown. And
the only thing to the defense is that obviously with the way our defense got dog walked, that borderline monkey stomp, it didn't cost us the game. You know what I mean? There were so many problems in that game, but yet when you have all that continue to be called on you, it makes sense for you to continue to make mistakes and not succeed.
And then the touchdown to Rome, right? That was a bullshit flag, or my God.
No, that was 3 for 4. You have so much. There's so many calls against us. It's just becoming. They're all merging together.
Oh yeah. I have another one. Excuse me, sir. I have another one. I'm sorry. I know he's going to the Hall of Fame. But who's the wide receiver for DeAndre Hopkins? I'm sorry, he's pulling the face mask. He's doing one of these.
Yeah,
that's not a penalty. Come on. And had they have called that, that would have been like 3rd and 18 or something like that. 3rd and 15.
Yeah, because they ended up getting the first down, which pretty much sealed the deal. Yep. Because we were making moves, and the wonderful pass. Caleb threw to DJ Moore.
Beautiful.
And we should have scored, obviously, but...
I'm sorry, we did score, but go ahead. Go ahead. We scored. We scored.
It was just bullshit.
Uh-huh. And I know having Gordon out, and I don't think our defense stepped up like they should have. I mean, but that does happen. It shouldn't happen, but it does happen. But my question this week to you is... We have running backs, right?
Yes.
We have Swift.
I thought we did.
We have Swift and
guy.
And I know that you're going to be naming your next son after him. I get that. Where the hell was our running game? What the hell?
Well, you got to use it because I don't understand what Ben Johnson was doing this week. We've succeeded when our running game has soaked up the clock and has moved Their defense was coming off of being banged up, giving up tons of yards. So I don't understand. Like you keep mentioning, when we go against our game plan, we lose. And the sad thing about it is, I showed you afterwards. Caleb Williams almost had another 300-yard
Another
game.
300, yep.
Yes, he had the bonehead interception, which at the replay showed that Manung guy was wide open, which would have gotten us the first down. But I mean, every quarterback makes those stupid passes. But stat-wise, he had a great game, except no touchdowns.
But he had a hell of a run, though. He had a hell of a scramble.
Yes.
Come on now.
But
we were out there. We were cheering like, well, I was cheering like a little schoolgirl. But anyways, go ahead.
But the problem is our red zone is trash right now because we had two red zone situations early in the game, and we came away with 6 points.
Yep.
We need to turn those into touchdowns. Until that happens on a regular basis, it's not going to mean anything.
Absolutely.
Because, yes, the penalties are there. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We can try to, make excuses for it. But when you're not getting touchdowns,
yep,
you're putting yourself in a situation where what happened. But you mentioned Gordon being out.
Mm-hmm.
I pointed out to you afterwards, to me, the secret sauce was Stevenson was out.
Yep.
Because Gordon was not in the first two games, and he was not in the game against the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
And we went from, we've got the most turnovers in the league. But the problem with that is because Stevenson wasn't on the field.
Yep.
He's definitely stepped it up enough to where the effect is there.
Mm-hmm.
We had no turnovers in that game. We averaged at least 3 a game, and we got nothing. And the only thing that changed compared to the other games was him.
Yeah, I truly think, and that's what I told you. I'm like, I'm concerned about our secondary because Gordon's out.
Yeah.
Gordon comes back. It's kind of like the whole Troy Polamalu. Sorry, if I pronounce his name wrong. The effect for the Steelers. You take him out, everything's wide open. You put that in and just let him just do whatever he wants. It changes the outcome. But like, where the hell was our run game? I mean, like,
well, it was there a little bit in the.
But then they got away from it. Then they got away. But it started opening up. Right.
Yeah, it was non-existent in the first half because I mentioned that to you while we were watching the game of that fact that the second half, DeAndre Swift started making plays.
Yep.
And we started looking good.
But in the first half, remember you and I were like, where the hell's Swift?
I thought he maybe gotten hurt because I know for the last couple of weeks he keeps popping up on the injury report with groin issues, but he still had 200-yard games. Why wasn't he out there?
I don't know. I don't know if it was it was obviously the first drive. It was like the 5th or 6th play in. We're like, wait a minute. I mean, I love Mangun guy. I love the way he runs. He was running with a purpose.
He's not a 3-down back.
But we're like, where the hell is Swift? Where the hell is Swift? And he was gone for a while.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, okay, there he is. But it may have been too little too late to get us going. And, I mean, yes, Rome keeps dropping passes, but when
who doesn't?
The main focus is on you, everybody's going to be going at the hands. And another thing about the bullshit ref calls, correct me if I'm wrong, if I have my head straight down and I dive at the player and I hit him in the face.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. That is helmet to helmet.
Yes, it is.
Yet and they had to review the play to see if it was a fumble on us. Why wasn't a penalty? Because I've seen that happen before where they've realized the penalty happened and it was like, no fumble, it wasn't a catch. Let's move on.
Yeah, and
seriously?
Do you remember when we were watching it? I mean, so as you all know, we have fantasy, and my wife and I, we bet.
Fantasy football. Let's make sure we clarify that.
But we cuddled last night.
You must have been dreaming because I was not there. I was at work.
Now I know why you were talking to the skeleton. But anyways, we're out there and we're watching the game, and we have money, we're betting and stuff like this. We have fantasy. The reason why I was getting mad is because of the bullshit calls, especially that helmet to helmet.
Yeah.
I was like, all right,
well, you can't call it a bullshit call because it didn't get called.
But if that was Travis Kelce, if it was Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, oh my God,
George Kittle,
there would have
Sam Laporta.
There would have been a plethora of flags. Nothing. And let alone we held onto the ball. Like after that hit, I'm sorry. You get your face mask and your helmet smashed, and we held onto the ball. But I honestly don't know the play call. I don't know the game plan. I don't know. I don't know where the hell TJ Edwards was. I don't know where
he was playing?
Yeah, I don't know where Edmonds was. Where's Grady Jarrett was out again?
No, actually, I think he played that game.
Did he?
I think so. I mean, he made one play. I think at the beginning of the game, it was like cool. But then Snoop Hundley looked like, Lamar Jackson really was out there and he was in disguise. Maybe he was wearing his Halloween costume a little early.
And in full disclaimer, another reason why I was pissed off is because all these so-called experts are going to be like, yep, Ben Johnson and the Bears, they didn't have it, they weren't prepared. And it's almost going to be like, but when Mahomes and the Chiefs were 0-2,
yeah,
they'll bounce back. They'll find a way. But because it's the Bears and they lost to a backup, they're gonna. And that's what's bothering me is we have a bad game after a tremendous 4-game win streak. Now it's going to be how can they bounce back against a potential 40-plus-year-old quarterback or a backup? And it's just.
And the first thing that I heard was people bringing up last year after the Hail Mary game.
I didn't want to talk to you about that at all this week.
We can't avoid it.
I didn't want to.
The fact that we went the wrong direction afterwards.
I didn't want to.
The only difference is our coaching is a lot better. Of the fact that he's calling people out.
So Monday I had to go in early, and I'm at work, and I'm thinking like, this would be a great topic to talk about because last year when we were 4-2 and then the Hail Mary, and I'm like, you know what? Nope, not doing it. I don't want to talk about
it. Dude, I'll do it.
You have at it.
So, there we go.
Wow.
I almost wanted to take you out.
Just got kicked off the show.
No, you didn't. I made your face more.
Aw, you always do. Shut up. But anyways, okay, so let's talk about some of the positives. Let's say Caleb Williams never gave up.
Yeah.
And I
and again, near 300 yards.
When he went across the goal line, I'm saying when he went, not that if he did. He got ass raped. He was getting pulled. He was getting everything.
You can't say that.
But I did.
No, I'm talking about you got to change the wording. He got ass touched.
Okay, anyways. But
let's not get canceled yet.
Let's talk about that throw and the play
to DJ.
Oh my God! You know what? Because as a fan, I was getting pissed. I'm like, come on, guys, we have the talent. And I don't think the Baltimore Ravens defense was all that good. I'm just saying, I just think it was all that good. But anyways, that pass and that catch, that to me was the turning point for us. But then they take the touchdown away from us, which is bullshit.
But then you also mentioned on that play, I believe it was Monangai had a chance to make a block, and it would have gone right into the end zone. We wouldn't even had to deal with that bullshit.
Yep.
So he makes plays.
He does.
Every quarterback gets interceptions. You'd be kidding yourself if you tried to say that doesn't happen. But if he had scored a touchdown. He had scored that touchdown and had 285 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Everybody's going to say that was a good game.
Because
of the interception, because we lost to a backup, like you keep pointing out, then everybody's going to start questioning, do the Bears really have it? And I'm right there with you about that's the frustrating part. We have played a hell of a lot better than we did last year.
Hell yeah.
Yes, our record isn't what we would like it to be because we're fans. We'd be again lying if we said that they're going to win every game. No, they're not. But they're moving the ball. They're moving the ball. They're moving the ball. How many times we've been in the red zone? That wasn't happening last year. That wasn't happening the year before. And where I think Eberflus would have gotten fired 2 years ago if we had a competent replacement, like when we brought in Thomas Brown. And speaking of Thomas Brown, you notice how he is part of the Patriots staff? What's happening to them?
They're doing pretty goddamn good.
Yeah. And I'm not saying he's the only reason, but it's kind of ironic that he goes to another young, up-and-coming quarterback, but he has the proper coaches above him.
Exactly. Very well said. Very well said.
When he was our offensive coordinator after he replaced Waldron, Caleb started having a 3-game stretch.
Yep.
And then the mistake happened of they fired Eberflus and they took him out of the booth.
Right.
And the fact that they considered him being the first head coach to do everything from the booth could have worked. I think he was set up to fail because he wasn't going to get the job anyway. But
we talked about that before we even started doing the podcast. We think that was the case all along.
Obviously, we got the right guy, but there was no guarantee that was even going to happen. So
100%. So after I threw some things and I cried,
I thought your laptop was going to not make it through the end of the day. That's why I'm glad we didn't use my laptop. Shit.
Yeah, I get sometimes.
Seriously, that was the again wide receiver screen. Flips his laptop.
Like I said, there's also some betting and
but he almost made it. With that one, he almost made it. And yeah.
But okay, so now we're moving on to Cincinnati. Right?
Starting to sound like Bill Belichick.
Man,
we're moving on to Cincinnati.
I mean, I could do the whole Tony Romo. I don't know, Jim. But anyway, so potential backup. Joe Flacco. He's a great quarterback.
To the backup.
Yeah, Joe Flacco's a great quarterback. They got great wide receivers.
Word is that he may not even play because
his shoulder.
And everybody knows the reason why they got Joe out of the retirement home known as the Cleveland Browns is the fact that he could still swing the football.
Yep.
And with Browning, it makes me worry if we'll get to that. I was going to say with our secondary, but we made a move. We'll see how it works.
Good meeting. I see what you did there.
Jason Higgins. But yes, we kept saying, polls make the call. Polls make the call. Well, he made a call, but he didn't have to give anything up. He brings in Chauncey Gardner Jr., CGJ, whatever.
Can I buy a vowel?
Something like that. I always get. But
Gardner Johnson.
Yes. And it was a smart move because of the fact that he knows Dennis Allen's defense, and he's already said it right off the bat.
But the question I have to you about that is, it's his third team this season.
Okay.
And because you are the stat guy, that's what you get paid for. I've seen your pay stub. It says stat guy. Why was he let go from Philly and the Saints?
Well, Philly really didn't need him anymore because of the fact that they had Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, even though there was a reason why I let DeJean go. He just wasn't making it. And then he went to Baltimore, and Baltimore had their guys. So, honestly, I don't know. I don't want to speculate, and as long as he plays well for us, who gives a shit how many teams he's been on? You know what I mean?
I mean, now correct me if I'm wrong, stat guy. You're no longer Will at this moment, Big Will. You're stat guy.
I'll always be Big Will.
No, you're stat guy.
I have many names.
He is a Pro Bowler.
Yes.
So
and he's a Super Bowl champion, so he's got that experience as well.
So my second question to you is, you just got sent to your third team.
Mhm.
Sent, acquired, whatever you want to do. What do you think his mindset is? What do you, like? Take a minute to think about it. You started off with Philly. You go to and then like we don't need you. You get cut or whatever. You get traded. You go to the Ravens. They don't need you anymore, and you immediately get picked up. Where's your mindset? What are you thinking?
Well, so far he's been saying the right things of the fact that we have a good team. He's just adding to that. It's like when you've got that really good meal and you throw in a new seasoning you hear about, and it takes it to the next level. Like your chili. If you found out that you could throw in adobo, or
Don't give away my.
I don't know. In all honesty, I don't know what goes into your chili other than beans and gas creators, but of the fact that you find out a new something that gives it a zing, and it takes it to the next level.
Well, I appreciate that, and I know your daughter absolutely loves it, which is really rare. She says she doesn't like chili, but
I'm not the biggest chili guy, but I love your chili.
I know. That's 3 times. I'm going to try to go for 4. But anyways, if I'm Gardner Johnson, I'm thinking like he's only been in the league 5-6 years, right? He's still got some tread on his tires.
Yes.
I'm thinking this is my 3rd team in this season. I'm going to ball out. I am familiar with
I'm going to give them a reason not to send you packing.
Or what do they say? You're auditioning for somebody else.
Exactly.
Now, if you go out there and you just get beat left and right. Now, hold on. Let me say this. I got to give props to the wide receivers. Jamar Chase, Triple Crown winner. Come on.
Jamar Chase is a special breed.
T. Higgins, he could be a number 1 on any other team. But if Gardner Johnson goes out there, I think so. I think so.
And maybe it depends on the quarterback.
Yeah,
because there are some wide receivers that prove that once they leave having the number 1,
good point,
they're not always the guy.
Darnell Mooney. Yeah, sorry, Darnell Mooney. Anyways,
you were definitely not wrong. They bring in DJ. He gets all upset because he's no longer our number 1. And how well he's still in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, he's hurt though.
Exactly. Yeah. He's still in Atlanta.
Everybody leaves Chicago and gets hurt. But anyways, so if I'm Gardner Johnson, I'm not saying he's going to go out there. He's going to get sacks. He's going to get fumble recoveries. I'm not saying he's going to do it. But if he bolsters this defense, if he hypes the defense up, like you said, Super Bowl winning player, that brings some mystique with you.
And he knows how to piss off opposing wide receivers.
And he does.
Just ask former Chicago Bear Javon Wim.
Yeah.
Yeah, just ask that. I mean,
I can't believe you went there.
Dude, it's in the chamber. Why wouldn't I use it?
But I'm thinking, like, if he comes in and he plays solid, and he continues to play solid, and he does all these little things that we're missing, because Tyreek Stevenson was causing fumbles. He was doing pass breakups.
And he's a safety, so it gives you the ability to continue going at other pieces. Speaking of that, I kept hearing since yesterday, another person that we possibly could target in the trade deadline is Marshawn Lattimore.
I like Lattimore.
Lattimore was with Dennis Allen once before.
I would be okay.
And everybody says, oh, look how our wide receivers did to him in Washington. Okay. So what? I mean, if he can play and we're depleted in that position, why wouldn't you? Now, that brings me to what I wanted to talk to you about, because I got to apologize to any of our viewers, our loyal people. We were supposed to dress up today with Halloween. Unfortunately, our costumes got held up in customs, so it didn't happen. I was going to be the Fridge. He was going to be Jim McMahon. That's why I gave the clue last week. But we are going to do our trick-or-treat session.
Absolutely.
To talk about the first half of the season now that it's gone through, plus also our trade deadline wish list. So that brings me the question to you. So what is the trick for the first half of the season? that we got catfished or you were is not going the way you hoped?
Okay, so I think honestly, I'll just talk about two games. Obviously, the Minnesota game, we were kicking their ass. Don't know what happened after that. It is what it is. We went into Detroit, and
we're still getting scored on.
I think that game alone was just, oh my God, here we go again. But then after that, Dennis Allen. This is why I love. I'm sorry. This is why I love Ben Johnson. He called people out, and basically it was either do your job or I'll just get somebody to do it.
Yeah,
and he even included himself and his coaching staff. That's what I like. I like in your almost like a Mike Tomlin, and I'm just drawing a blank. Who was the coach for the Steelers before Mike Tomlin? I can't think of his name.
Bill Cowher.
Bill Cowher. He was kind of in your face, like, hey, listen, this is your job, do it. And then came the Dallas game. Yeah, I know CD Lamb got hurt. Yep.
Like Bruce Arians.
Yeah.
How he had Tom Brady and he didn't hesitate Tom Brady. Yep. to call Tom Brady out when he played in the game against us where
the whole he was like yeah. And Bruce Arians said he knew what down was. So after the Detroit game, you had said, okay, so how are we going to bounce back? We went on a 4-game winning streak. I don't care.
We can do it again.
I don't care how we won. We won. Our offense looked real good. It gave fans the hope, and we went in. I mean, everybody goes. You're right. We're not going to win every game. So we did not show up. I don't believe that we showed up. I think it was a whole team effort. We did not show up until like late in the fourth. Referees, I get it, but
we shouldn't give them the opportunity to take the game away from us.
So
do like we did in Dallas on a more consistent basis.
But I think.
So what's the trick? The you thought it was going to be, but it hasn't been.
I think coming out after this loss, I think we're going to see back to basics. I think Ben Johnson, and he's going to get all over his entire staff, including himself. He's going to go to each individual and be like, that game was shit. Let's do this, or there's going to be changes.
For me, where the hell is our pass rush? The game against Minnesota, we hounded J.J. McCarthy and that for 3 quarters, and then it disappeared. Montez Sweat looked good in a couple of games during the 4-game win streak, and then he wasn't having the effect. And we'll get into it when we go to the trade deadline wish list of I'm hoping Austin Booker has now been activated. He should be making his debut on Sunday. We got to do something because it's either their court. Snoop had way too much time to make plays, and there's a reason he's a backup. Because I mean, it's crazy to think how bad it would have been if Lamar Jackson had played that game. And sidebar thing. I'm glad he didn't play because it could have been embarrassing. But the reason Lamar Jackson didn't play in that game is the dumbest reason I have ever heard. Because he took too many snaps with the practice squad. I mean, if he's eligible to play, who cares who he practiced with? He can practice with a local Little League team. Who freaking cares? He's healthy enough to play. Let the dude play. That was the dumbest thing I ever heard. He's injured, couldn't play. I can live with that. But no, he didn't play because he took too many snaps with the wrong crew.
Yep.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
But the no pass rush. Mm-hmm. So that will take us to the treat portion of our Halloween special. What has been the pleasant treat for you? Because, what's your go-to Halloween candy when you were growing up? I'm a Snickers guy.
Everything. Actually, you know what? When I was younger, side note, Fifth Avenue was the shit. If you
I remember Fifth Avenue.
Oh my God! Oh God, yeah, it's better than sex. But anyways, at 4.
I was gonna say
So
explains why Jen sometimes doesn't get enough.
yeah. Well, I mean, how much can you do in 30 seconds? But anyway, I am happy because of the culture change. You're in years past, it would have been some stupid response like, "Oh, we're going to look at the tape. We're going to do this." Ben Johnson is like, "Nope, he fucked up. I fucked up. This fucked up. We're not accountable."
Accountability.
And I loved our 4-game winning streak. I know against the Raiders, he was due. He was due. Genti was going to run, but we didn't give up. And I like the fact that this season, even though we lost, there was still no quit. Even when we were getting blown out by Detroit, there was no quit. That's the culture that I like.
Caleb. Because look at the game where they showed him practically, falling apart on the bench. Where
he was like, yep.
And everybody used that again as we got the wrong guy.
No, I don't think so. I mean, everybody else is hurt, but I just want to finish what I'm saying. But so people are hurt, right? Jesus Christ, your guy there, number 2. I'm just drawing a blank.
DJ Moore.
DJ Moore.
Yes.
We know he's hurt. Is he out there? Is he giving it his all? And remember how I told you? I think it was in week 1 or a promo. I said I wanted to see Caleb Williams be a leader. Caleb Williams, and I'm just a nobody. I'm just a couch GM. He is not quitting because let's be honest, he can easily fold in. He can fold it and let it go. Now the only other thing
I can start listening to the chirps of the media, and the one that frustrates me the most is so-called Bears fans. I mean, we're part of many Bears groups on Facebook, and they'll bash him more than our critics.
Yeah, way more than they ever did for Just Good. But the only other thing I want to just see Caleb Williams do, if the play doesn't go right, or it goes like 10 and out, 3 and out, whatever, I want him to come over. I want him to talk to his teammates.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to see. Just be, and I think that's going to happen. I think once again Ben Johnson is going to have us prepared because Ben Johnson is like everybody else, hates to lose. And I think Sunday
he doesn't want to be embarrassed in his first coaching stint because you only get one first shot.
Absolutely.
Just ask Josh McDaniels how long it took him to get his second attempt. And I don't
great coordinator, just not a great head coach.
Yeah,
but I think we've already won a 4-game win streak. We're doing very well. I am, even though we're at 4-3, I am happy where we're at. We're coming along.
We're over 500 when everybody thought we would be bottom feeders.
I can't. Just before I hand it over to you, I can't remember who. I think it was on Good Morning Football or whatever. They predicted us to have less than 4 wins.
I'll be honest with you. I haven't watched Good Morning Football in quite a while. I used to love that show, but it's not the same without the original crew.
Yeah.
Kyle Brandt, I love him. And it's just now that Peter Schrager is over on ESPN, Kay Adams has got her own stuff. They got rid of Nate Burleson's doing his CBS stuff.
Yeah, I like Nate Burleson, by the way. Yes, I liked his commentary.
The original 4 were amazing, and even when they brought in Jason McCourty, it was still entertaining, but it just
didn't have it right. Absolutely.
So I started watching Breakfast Ball on Fox Sports 1.
Okay.
And then that went away because they canceled for some reason decided to cancel it. And so my mornings are not the same. I watch on Sportsman. Like, it's just... So many critics are saying, Caleb's not the guy. Caleb's not the guy. I'm getting sick and tired of hearing that because I don't think we would have been different if we had Jaden Daniels. And the only one that you could even possibly say, because the kid is special, is Drake May.
Drake May,
my boy Quest from my Pins and Wins podcast talked about him all the time, and He's starting to show why the Patriots are making their moves.
Yeah.
But for me, the treat so far has been Ben Johnson because, like you were saying, the culture is completely different. Attitude of the players, the way that he keeps us accountable, and the fact that there Eberflunk would have just talked in circles, talked in circles, talked in circles. And I think a lot of times he set Caleb up to fail. And we are over 500. And we played teams that everybody thought we were going to lose to. Everybody predicted us to lose to the Commanders. We obviously we lost to the Ravens, but those are a Super Bowl contending team which was getting defensive players back, and he's not getting sacked as much as he was last year.
Hell yeah,
He's moving the ball, and you add the right pieces,
exactly.
And who knows?
No, I was going to say that too, and I didn't mean to interrupt you. You're right. He's putting the right pieces. He's putting the Canadian Eagle in there, who is far better.
Even though there were a couple of times that he got beat out, and once they get their 5 set, who knows how many large holes will be left for whoever our running back is, whether it be this year or next year.
So, trade deadline wish list, sir. I think we're both on the same page. So
I'm not even saying Brees Hall anymore because DeAndre Swift has stepped up, and Monangai, he's not a 3-down back; he's a complimentary back. So we don't need to do that. Everybody keeps saying trade DJ because of what we can get for him. I was one of them. I was only saying it because.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Everybody. This guy, at least 5 text messages a day for weeks.
Of different scenarios of how we can better the team using him as trade bait. And I don't want to see it because here's the reason why I was like that. Last year, DJ Moore acted like I got my money. He was all upset because Justin Fields was sent to Pittsburgh and he didn't believe in the rookie quarterback, which blows my mind because he had plug and play quarterback play in Carolina and he balled out. He comes to us, rinky dinky quarterback play. He still balled out.
Yeah, he did.
So why wouldn't you help this highly talented rookie quarterback try to make some plays? But no, you act like, I'm all upset. And this year has been completely different because he's not the focal point. Rome is the guy, and you haven't heard him nothing of, why aren't I getting the stats? Why aren't I getting the stats? I want out of here, And then, and he's bought into this offense, and it's because of our coaching staff.
Can I say something about that?
But
I just want to reiterate, he got hurt.
Yeah,
he stayed the night in the hospital, and he
still played,
and he's back now. I don't know what. Just
needed help getting off the field in the Vegas game.
Yep,
still played.
I don't know what turf toe is. I got some itching in my foot and stuff, but I go to work every day. I'm just saying, this guy spent the night in the hospital for observation, still played. That's why I don't want to trade him because
leadership.
Exactly. Thank you.
It'll teach Rome how to do it right.
Yep. And you know who sat behind Chris Carter? Come on,
Randy Moss.
That's what I'm saying. Who sat behind Jerry Rice? That's my point. So, with what you're saying, I'm going to give it back to you here in a minute. If Roma Dunze and Luther Burden, who had a concussion, are looking at a role model, I'm just saying, this guy got hurt and he's still playing and he's not bitching
well.
And he's not bitching and complaining. And just before I hand it back to you, that pass to him, that 30, 40, 50-yard pass, rewatch it. He is still hurt.
One-handed.
He's still hurt. So I don't want to trade him. That is somebody that you can say he's going to retire a Bear, and he's going to be he won't get his jersey retired.
He will be part of the change, not be the reason for the change.
Yep.
Meaning
he's growing up. Yep.
Stephon Diggs was a problem in the Buffalo Bills locker room. They got rid of him, and what happens?
Got hurt.
Josh Allen becomes the MVP that he was because he didn't have to force the ball to him.
Good point.
Which that's never been the problem of you got to throw me the ball. You got to throw me the ball.
Good point.
It was, and we make moves.
Yep.
So my wish list has changed dramatically. It was I wanted Breece Hall.
He did.
Not necessary.
I can show you the text.
You mentioned corners. Lattimore would be a definite upgrade. But for me, pass rush.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he says he doesn't want to go anywhere, they say they're not going to trade him, I would back up the draft picks, whatever, to get Max Crosby out of Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. Or even after last week's game, see if Myles Garrett still is serious about staying in Cleveland, because 5 sacks and they still lost. So if you can find the right pass rusher to put on the other side of Montez Sweat or to replace Montez Sweat, do it. Make the call. That is my wish list. A defensive end to put on the other side of Montez Sweat.
So my wish list, I told you it's the same. You're right. I wanted some corner help. I think we got that, and I think we can still get Lattimore for nothing.
Hold on, let me peep this at you.
Real quick. Shit, peep!
I saw something this morning. You know, I check X, still Twitter to me, and somebody brought up an interesting point. There is a 26-year-old former second-round defensive back out there who's been showing his workout videos, known as Asante Samuel Jr.
Why? Yeah, go
we
get
don't
him.
have to give up anything for him.
Get him.
Go get him. And
why
then
not?
You can trade for defensive end. Look at what Poles did in the offseason. He needed offensive line. He signed offensive line.
Yep.
And then in the draft, you can go and pick up the offensive players, which unfortunately the 2 rookies have not gotten off to the start we hope, but
they might. They will.
You could say the same thing about Caleb.
Absolutely.
Caleb didn't have the season last year that we wanted him to have.
But you know what? Neither did Peyton Manning in his first year. But I'm just saying. Yeah. So I'm going to stay right with what you're saying. I think that, I'm starting to really doubt Montez Sweat. I don't know if he's just not putting in a lot of effort, but I think if you went out and you got Max Crosby or Myles Garrett, it would have the Khalil Mack effect.
Absolutely.
I was thinking about this today. You put Max Crosby, he's only, 27, 28?
Something like that, yeah.
Hyper, all go, no break.
And the leadership that he would bring to the team is undeniable. And obviously, you already saw his opinions on Caleb.
Yeah, I mean, when we got Khalil Mack in 2018, game changer. Okay,
what happened?
I'm just saying.
Won the North.
You put that caliber, right? I mean, let me just take it a step further. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers weren't the Tampa Bay Buccaneers until Tom Brady got there. And everybody, Mike Evans, Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
elevated.
Glad to hear about what happened to him.
Elevated. So I'm saying my trade deadline wish list is this: see what you can get from Max Crosby. If Myles Garrett wants out,
or
go ahead.
They were talking about on Unsportsmanlike, which I mentioned. They asked an interesting point. If you ended up getting 2 firsts for Myles Garrett this upcoming draft and the following, you could completely transform your future because you've already got 2 firsts next year.
Mm-hmm.
You got 2 firsts the year after for the trade. I don't even remember which trade it was. Oh, the Jags getting Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
And then you add another team's first round pick 2 years in a row. I would offer that to Cleveland.
I would.
In a heartbeat.
I mean,
if it put Myles Garrett in a Bears uniform.
And with that being said, we've got the pieces, right? If Cleveland said we need your 2 first rounders, we'd probably have to send them a defensive, another guy.
And he's already under contract, so we don't got to pay him.
And I would be like, boom, because so again, 2 years ago when we got Montez Sweat, right, came in, game changer.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
And Poles has made a history of making deadline trades. Yeah, obviously the Claypool didn't work out, and we got Sweat. And I'm drawing a blank as who we got last year, but he makes trades at the deadline.
I mean, he traded away Roquan Smith, and he got some more draft picks, which he used, and then he bargained for. But I'm just saying, you get Max Crosby or you get Myles Garrett. Let's just say Myles Garrett, game changer.
Of the two, I would rather have Crosby. Crosby is just a special breed of not only player, but he's a special breed of human being. To put him with Dennis Allen's track record with defensive studs, just like sign me up for that.
I would.
That would be an early Christmas present for me. And if it happens, I am saying this now because I collect jerseys. I have jerseys for a ton of teams. My goal is to have a jersey for every team except for one, because I will never own a Green Bay Packers jersey. I had to wear one on Pins and Wins because I lost a bet, but I will never own a Green Bay Packers jersey. And according to my dad, I don't know how true it is, I was supposedly related to Reggie White, but I don't care. I will never purchase a Green Bay Packers jersey.
Okay. But I'm just so...
I will wear my Raiders Max Crosby jersey on next week's show if we make that deal.
Awesome. And I'm just still gonna wear whatever jersey I decide to put on. But I just want to say,
you still got your doomsday coming. I got that in the works.
If we get a game changer, not a middle tier. I don't mean that in a bad way. I couldn't go into the NFL and be a game changer. I'm saying, if you get a game changer right now, it just elevates everybody around you. I'm just saying.
Because I think our secondary is serviceable because Wright has stepped up in the absence of JJ.
How long is Gordon out?
Well, he was put on IR, so he's out at least 4 games.
That's right.
So let him get healthy. 4 games. I don't know what's going on with Stevenson and whether or not he was. I don't think he was put on IR, but he's hurt. Okay. He comes back. You got Wright. You've got your safeties now down with Brisker and now Garner Johnson. So, and that's a decent secondary.
I think so.
You get the pass rush on point. Mm-hmm. Even if we went out, no offense to Edwards and Edmonds, if we went and got a game-changing linebacker because an edge rush.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And to put pressure on the quarterback. Yeah, we're going to go up against some really good quarterbacks in the next couple of weeks because depending on what version of Grandpa Joe you get, because we don't know about Browning because he's been a nightmare, we go up against Jackson Dart. That kid's been showing some special, but he lost his tag team partner, so we can see what his solo run is this week. But then we go up against the Vikings. And then the game I'm really looking forward to the most. Rodgers.
I think that I think we have a great chance of going 3-0 the next. I mean, I'm just saying, trade deadline polls right now. Ben Johnson's in his ear. Make the call.
I read an article yesterday, and he brought up an interesting point. Is Poles the one pulling the strings when it comes to moves?
Or is it Warren?
No. Is it Ben Johnson? Because looking at the move that we were bringing in Garner Johnson, that was more of Ben Johnson saying, this is who I want, go get him. Okay. Not Poles pulling the rabbit out of the hat and it works, it doesn't work. Which, to me, that should be the way it is. I know general managers are the ones that make the moves and let the team president do his team president stuff. Let the general manager do the behind the scenes stuff. The head coach should be the one that picks who is brought in, who's drafted, because they got to coach him. I'm not going to want to coach somebody that isn't going to be going to fit what I'm trying to do.
Good point. Very good point.
You know, I work at a major department store. If you bring somebody into the department that I work in that is going to be a nightmare, why would you do it?
I hear that.
So,
yeah. So Sunday we're actually taking a break. Wife and I we're just working long hours. We just haven't really 6 days a week. We're just gonna kind of do our own thing. But I know you're gonna be tuned to the game. So
yes, one of the guys that delivers to the store that I work at, I just ran into today, is doing an event at a local bar. And he said, "Come on down." So I might go check that out. Depending on I'm gonna watch football regardless. I'd rather watch the Bears, but I'm hopefully going to check that out and get to see the game. But before we end the show, there is something that I told you I was going to do. Unfortunately, the NFL world, the world in general, lost an amazing guy. I'm not a Jets fan. I know he was a Pro Bowler, but Nick Mangold was an upstanding guy.
Yep.
You can see it from the reaction of everybody that played with him. Rex Ryan talking about, his final game and the emotion. Sadly enough, he lost. He was having kidney issues, and unfortunately, he passed away on Sunday. I believe it was either late Saturday or Sunday
I think so,
morning. And it just, and that's why the Jets winning their first game was awesome. Get it for Mangold. But in this world, there are athletes that are all about them, all about them. He never seen that. And then I've seen some of the things that he did. He could have been a huge TV personality. He was that great of a player.
Mm-hmm.
And also hearing the fact that he was 41 years old, and I'm 49, about to turn 50 in March. And it just puts a whole perspective on life of life is too short that it can just be taken from you at the drop of a hat. And so...
Very well said, bro.
Too soon.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only way I can look at it is way too damn soon of losing anybody, let alone a well-respected NFL player.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So here's to you, Nick Mangold. He doesn't have a drink, so I will drink for the both of us. And so, for everybody tuning in, I want to thank you for tuning into the Bears Bro podcast.
Thank you.
And this is
JDubbs.
And I am Big Will. Please share, comment, like. Well, you know what to do. You've been around enough to know. Do what you got to do. Tell your friends about us.
That was my motto back in the day. Go ahead, sorry.
And all the comments that we've received from various people, it's been absolutely phenomenal. The love that we got for our shout out to Mongo last week.
Loved it, yeah. Yeah, that one comment, I was like, I remember I sent it to you. Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you for that.
So absolutely, it lets us know that there's some people out there that like us. Even I got a buddy, he's a Packers fan. He said he won't watch it until the week that we play Green Bay, but still, we get support from everybody.
Appreciate you.
And to all the little Bears fans, have a good Halloween. All the parents of Bears fans, have a good Halloween because it's going to be fun. And Sunday, bear down. Hopefully we take down the Bengals. And peace.